Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my reading catch up June week 4 and it's the final week of June, and actually when this goes live there's not that many more days of June, and all I can say is I don't do June wrap up, I'm still keeping up with not doing wrap ups, but my reading month has gone amazing. Obviously next week when it's like the 1st of July you'll see I'll do a store community post and I'll share my stats, but already I can tell you this reading month has been absolutely the best reading month I've had in all year, and I don't remember how long. Like, I've managed to add 3 books this year to the favourites of the year. In fact, 2 of them are today. I'm not going to tell you which ones because I want you to have to wait and see if you can guess when you actually watch my favourites for the year, which I will be going up in June. In July, you are going to get, I think at the moment, most of the weeks I've got a video planned for the Monday. The last week, not yet, but I might think about adding one. I think I might do the last, on the 28th of July, I might just do a try chapter. I know they don't get many ratings, but one of the things that June has taught me is that I want to be reading books I'm excited about, and I need to get rid of some that I'm not as keen on, or I just need to try them and see if they're not good, because if they're not, then I'm just going to get rid of them. Because Joy Reading June has gone amazing, and the subtitle bit that's going to go with the title of this video is Great Week, because yes, admittedly it's an extra day onto last one because obviously I filmed on the Wednesday last week, but you will see 9 books that I've read this week. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 books. I've got 4 4 stars, 1 4.5 star, and 4 5 stars. Like I said, it has been the best reading week ever. And also for my personal reasons, it's been a lot better reading week for my own self, my mental health, and just stuff that's happened. It's been a better week for me. So I'm definitely learning that. I'm also going forward in August, I will be doing less videos because it is the summer holidays and I want to focus on the kids. Obviously in August you'll get the haul like normal, you get my TBR for September, and you will be getting my autumn books. I don't know if I'll do any extra Monday videos on top of that. I'm just going to see. And there might be one week where you might not get a reading catch up because I'll be on holiday, and so the reading catch up the week after will be bigger. I'm not putting myself under pressure, and obviously because I'll be going on holiday Monday to Friday, I won't have time to film it, and I'm not going to film it on holiday. So you'll get an extra video because you're going to get the holiday vlog, which I love doing. So it's just going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy in August. We'll have to wait and see. Let's stop thinking that far ahead. And this video, we do not want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to be focusing on talking too much about the books, but I'll show you. So the ones I'm reading currently are The Dressmaker of Draper Street by Liz Traynell. Mia and Thomas got me loving this author. They got me some of her books last year, and I've read one of the wartime-ish ones, and this one is set in 1768 in London. And it's about a family who rose from poverty and now runs her own successful dressmaking business in the heart of society London. Miss Charlotte is a remarkable woman, admired by so many. She has no need or desire to marry. The people she values the most are her friend Anna, her recently found sister Louisa, and her nephew Peter. I don't want to say any more. All I know is that this is actually the book before the Silk Weaver, which I also own. So I'm actually really, really enjoying that. But this will get finished today. Sorry about the wind. I ended up wanting to film outside because I've done a workout this morning and I'm hot and bothered. And then I decided, Joy Reading June, I'm going to joy read and read A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire. This is the 3rd and final book in the series, and I straight away, I only read 50 pages last night, 45 pages. Love it. I'm loving mood reading. It is just my jam, and this is such a good book. I'm really, really loving it. And it's going to be another 5-star. Series books technically can't go on the favourites of the year, although I think one of my books that are in my favourites of the year are a series, but I don't know. But now to my 4 stars, most of which Mum's going to borrow. The first one is The Secret Beach by Veronica Henry, and this was on my seasonal reads. It is her book from last year. I have still got to get her book from this year, but as to whether I get it, I will probably, in all honesty, I'm probably going to read it next year, because I don't want to push myself into buying it and then push myself into reading another book by this author when I can either get it in the charity shop or I can get it in my supermarket. But this was really, really good. 4 stars. Bit of mystery in it, a bit about bit of romance, family stuff. A Night She Will Never Forget, and it's about Nikki, who finally owns the local Coast Guard cottage of her dreams. and she basically, it's a few steps from her hidden beach that means a lot to her. She's a home girl, but there was a secret that happened, something that happened 20 years ago, and her whole world turned upside down, and she's really worried that when people find out the secret, her family will disown her. But it's a really, really good book. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Veronica Henry did not disappoint, and Mum is going to love it. A book that I got given last year by the Amazon Anonymous. This is Homecoming by Kate Morton. A massive book. It's like 628 pages, so it did take me a few days to read. It's her typical dual timelines with her. Adelaide Hills in 1959 and London 2018. Two different timelines, two different stories, families interconnecting. It did take a bit longer to get into. It's a massive book. And Kate Morton's book, it's not one of my favourites. I don't know if I am going to put any more of her books on my wish list, because even though it's 4 stars, it was good, they are a bit of a slog to get through. So Mum's going to read it. I think she will enjoy it, but it wasn't a top end 4 stars, if that makes sense, if you compare it to some of the other books. And maybe I do need to do more of my star rating. And then to a non-fiction book that destroyed me because I read it in a day, The Last Act of Love by Kathy Benson-Brigg. This was gifted to me by the lovely Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe, and Kathy Benson-Brigg was one of Alice's favourite authors, and this book really destroyed me. It talks about, obviously it's a non-fiction book, and it's about when Kathy was 17, her brother Matthew was her best friend, and then he gets hit by a car and he gets very bad brain damage, and it talks about whether the right thing was that they saved his life or not. Because what sort of life do you get when you're that badly injured? And it talks about her journey on that, and it's very destroying. Really broke my heart, really made me cry. Very good, well written. Mum's not going to borrow that because she will destroy it, but I think I'm going to keep that because I don't know, I just do. And then a book I finished yesterday, Retreat to the Spanish Sun by Jo Thomas. Again, it was a feel-good book. It was a book that I needed. It was a book, not so much needed, but I wanted to read. I've mood read it. It was a summary book, and it's set in Spain, and it's about Eliza, who basically all her kids are grown up, and they move out, and then they move back in, and she decides to escape, and she goes off to Spain to be a house sitter, and there she discovers community, romance, things like that. Really good, feel-good summer book. Really enjoyed it. But just very typical, you know. But actually, it was nice to have I am liking reading books with older protagonists. It flipping works for me so well. So, that's what, because obviously where I am an older person now, 46, it is older, but you know what I mean. It really worked. Then to a book that I am keeping, but Mum's not going to want to borrow it. But I am keeping this. It was Emily Henry's most recent book in paperback. I got the Sprayed Edges edition. And again, it was a Joy Reading June book, because I literally felt like it. I am going to read Deep Cut next month. There's just no way I can't not. But oh my god, Emily Henry, I started because of Katie, and this could well beat You, Me and Vacation by her. It's almost 5 stars. In fact, I struggled to give it a 5 star because it's a contemporary, but maybe I should have, because I blooming loved it. It's a saucy romance. It's got lots of sexy scenes, and now the sun's really come out, which is blooming typical. But Daphne has always loved the way Peter told their story, until one day it became the prologue to his actual love story with his childhood bestie Petra, and which is how Daphne ends up rooming with her total opposite and the only person who could possibly understand her predicament, Petra's ex Miles. As expected, it's not a match made in heaven. That is until one night when tossing back tequilas they form a plan. This is great fun. It does have some triggers in here for family stuff, but it was just such a good book, and I absolutely loved it. It was so enjoyable. I loved the saucy bit. I loved the fact that it's just a great romance, and I really, really enjoyed it. So definitely one I'm going to recommend. And now to my full 5 stars, all of which are amazing, all of which literally have their own thingies. But yeah, I love them. First of which is Agatha Christie's 5 Little Pigs, which was a reread. I think it was one of Alice's favourites, if not Alice's favourite Agatha Christie. I actually couldn't remember the killer. And if you know about 5 Little Pigs, it's a Poirot, and it's just such a good mystery, and basically it sort of goes on the 5 Little Pigs storyline about the different 5 little suspects that could have actually killed the person who wanted Poirot to investigate. And now it's windy. You're getting every weather in this video today. And basically it was a great pyro, flew through it, 5 stars on a reread, didn't disappoint, deserved every tick in the book. Really, really enjoyed it. And I think this was a mood read. In fact, apart from the Sun and Star, the next two, I've got two that are literally joy reading dream picks. The first one is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. Some people, I absolutely love Legends and Lattes, and that was one of my favourites of the year. So sneaky peek, yeah, this is. I can't even, you knew it was going to be. But it's the prequel to Legends and Lattes, and some people have said it's not as good as Legends and Lattes. I absolutely blew and loved it. I thought it was such an amazing book. I literally just could not stop loving it. I don't know what's going on. And it is a fantasy. It's about the lead character Viv, who is basically in Legends and Lattes, and it's her story before she gets there. And she's like renowned as a mercenary, and she's wounded and packed off to recuperate in a sleepy town of Merck, where she's never far from the action that she's worried about. And then there's books in this, and there is Bone Dust in this, and it's a fantasy, and it's got great characters. It's like LGBTQI romances. It's got different. It's just fantasy. And it's great escapism, and it's cozy, and it's exciting, and it's just, oh my god, it was everything I needed. It was just so much fun. I absolutely loved it. It was just, I can't describe how much I love this fantasy. Like, apparently the next book's coming out in hardback at some point, and I will have to wait for it to come in paperback, which is sod's law, because why does that always bloody happen? But I thoroughly loved this. I thought it was a fantastic book. It's got books in it, and I loved it, and it's got like great feisty characters in it, and it's got so many people I loved in it. It was just incredible. I could just read it over and over again, so yeah, that's a keepy. Then the next one by Rick Riordan. It was supposed to be a buddy read with Kat. She read about 100 pages of it and then stopped. But that's just Kat, and I love her, so it doesn't matter. But it's The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan. I told you I was reading it last week. It is 5 stars again. This one I just loved more than some of the other books. It is basically Nico's story, and he ends up having to go to Hades, and he goes down into the place they don't like going to, right down like where like hell is basically, or whatever else it's called. And they go into the underworld, and Will Solace goes with him. So it literally focuses purely on those two. You do have some clips on other gods, on the other demigods, but it really focuses mainly on those two, and it's that quest. I thoroughly loved it. I love Rick Riordan's books. I'm getting them every time. I've got the next one to read, and I'll give it a few months, and I'll read the next one. And then I've got to wait for the other one to come out, and I'll read that in a few months. But I'm just going to keep reading them as soon as they come out, because they're just what I need. Fantasy, just brilliant. LGBTQI romances. You meet some of the gods again, and there's some soppy bits at the end where I cried, and oh my god, it was so good. I loved it. I really loved this. And then lastly, The Sirens by Elamina Hart. This is my beautiful copy that Kat got me. It was a mood read, booked again. It's a signed edition. It's got pretty end pages. It's a stunning book. And I know that Shannon from 155 Books didn't love it. I think she rated it like 3 or 4 stars, but I really did love it. I loved the other book by this author. I think it was Wayward. Yeah, Wayward. And I really enjoyed this. I would say this is fantasy. I thought it was historical fiction, but it isn't. It's more fantasy, magical realism with a bit of historical fiction. So I think I count it as fantasy. But it's like Lucy, who's run. So you've got dual timelines. Lucy is running away from what she's done and what someone did to her. There was only one person that might help her sister Jess. When Lucy arrives on Jess's desolate cliff-top house, Jess is gone. Lucy is now alone in the strange town steeped with rumour. Stories of men disappearing without trace, a foundling discovered in a sea-swept cave, and women's voices murmuring on the waves. And there is stories of, and it's basically set in Australia, and it's like there's some witches. The past timeline is some people that are going from Ireland to Australia. They're basically in the prison cargo ships that happened. And yeah, it was an amazing book. I thoroughly loved it. Not one Mum's going to keep. So again, all my 5 stars Mum's not going to keep. I've got to put all these blooming things away soon. I'll put it like that on there. But yeah, I've had a great reading week. Rather than show you things in this, you're going to see like pictures at the end. I know some of you guys really love it, but I just want to talk about the week, and then I'll give you the emoji. Right, so obviously I filmed early because we had Thomas's sports day on the Friday, and I was such a proud mum. He He struggles with it for his own reasons, sort of say, but I cheered him on in every single race. We had the hot sun. It was beautiful, beautiful day. Admittedly, my back went out in the middle, of it, but you know, hey ho, that's the way it goes. But we got very, very hot, and it was brilliant. I'm so proud of him. And then Chris took me to Wagamama's for lunch. We had a lovely lunch. I did try a very strong alcoholic drink that was like battery acid. I know Jack apparently likes this drink, but for me it was like battery acid. So Chris changed it and got me a lovely like soft drink. But we had a lovely romantic meal. I don't do softly, but he was really lovely. It was lovely to have time, just us two. And after stuff that's happening here, we really needed to focus on us. And I think that going forward, that's another thing. We're starting to watch some TV programs together, and we do need to focus a bit more on us. So I need to not read as much. I do say not read as much, but then look what I've been doing this week. But anyway, so that was lovely. And then we had Saturday. We had like, I literally had a stay-at-home day. I think I did a workout in the morning just for my mental health, and then I didn't leave the house all day. We literally sat in the garden. We had the odd shower of rain here and there. The kids were out for the day. Like the kids went out for different points. I'm loving that they're getting older, so we actually had the house to ourselves, and it was just literally just sitting in the garden reading all day and just relaxing. And then when it rained, I popped inside for a little bit because it was showers, and then came back out, and it was the perfect day. And then obviously on Tuesday we had library and Costa, which you'll see a picture of the 2 library books I got. One of the library books I got, maybe like the 3rd in the series, and I haven't read the 2nd one yet, but hey ho, I'm just gonna have to go with it. I didn't really feel the books, but I had a lovely Costa. I got this gorgeous cheese twist, which I can't believe how much I love it. But I had a lovely time. So it's been a really, like, not just reading amazing books, but amazing week for my mental health. It's been quite chilled, and it's been just the week I needed. And yeah, I really feel like this month has definitely put me back in a better place, and I'm definitely feeling like I'm getting stronger, which is really, really great. But obviously, if you got to the end of this video, because I talked about coffee shops last, give me a drink emoji, like hot drink or cold drink emoji, because like I went to a coffee shop, I had like an iced latte, but I don't know if there's a coffee cup emoji. I think there's like a teacup emoji, but yeah, do me a drink emoji if you got to the end of this video. Let me know what your reading week's been like. Let me know what you've been up to, how you've been doing. I love chatting to you all in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. Bring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.